everyone, welcome back to Harshit Academy. So today we're gonna discuss about the most fundamental and important chapter of class 10th physics CBSE board. So if you are belong to any board, this conceptual learning will help you to learn about the human eye and how we are looking this colorful world and what is the science behind this. So today we have to know, and let's get started our video now. So I'm doing this the human eye and the colorful world. So let's get started our video now. So around us human, around our environment, we have so many like colorful nature. You're looking here, this is a rainbow. You know that this is a rainbow. All right, so how you're looking this beautiful rainbow with your eyes? So what I'm going to tell you is the human eye helps us see objects around us. So what light enables vision means without light we cannot see any objects. All right, many natural phenomena such as rainbows, blue sky and red sunsets are related to this. All right, you had a clarification about this one. So these all are covered in this chapter. So let's get started the video now. So if you dive into this lesson, yeah, you can see here this is eye and this is the eyeball. How we are looking this natural phenomena, this is called rainbow. All right, we know this is rainbow. And how we are looking this rainbow, which is caused this phenomena, which is caused by this phenomena. This phenomena we call it as dispersion of light. Dispersion of light. So by this phenomena only we can see this like beautiful structures. All right, now let's go on to the next slide. Now let's learn about this structure of human eye. You know, once again, yeah, make it here. All right, I think it's visible. So you're looking here, it is, it's a structure of human eye. So the human eye works like a wonderful natural camera. You know, this is a human eye. You know what is the transparent membrane covered this eyeball? We call it as cornea. Cornea is a transparent front cover that bends light. It's a transparent front cover that bends the light. And nextly, iris. You can see this is iris, the colored part of an eye. This is colored part of an eye. We call it as iris. So what is iris? Control part that controls the size of pupil. That controls the size of pupil. What do you mean by pupil? Here this is a black color structure is there, you know. This is we call it as pupil, where the light enters. Alright, opening that allows light enter to the eye. So why iris maintain the size of pupil? We can see in the next slide now. So this is eye lens. This what is the structure here present? We call it as eye lens. So eye lens, transparent lens that focuses light on retina. It's a transparent lens. All right, it focuses on retina. So what is retina? You know, this is the part which is covered here. We call it as retina. Retina is like a screen where the image is formed. Alright, you can see retina. Retina light sensitive layer where image is formed. The image will formed at retina. You can here observe there is optic nerve. What is optic nerve? Carries signals from retina to the brain. You can see here once again. So this is what we call it as optic nerve. This is connected to the brain. So what we see, that image is formed in our brain. Actually the image is formed upright. means if you see an object, it will form upright, means the bottom appears uh, up and up appears bottom. So how our images, we are sensing it as a correct image is by our brain only. Alright, so this this optic nerve will help to connect our from this, you know, from this eye lens to this brain. Alright, now let's go to the next slide. Alright, so here we are seeing that cornea. So now let's talk about the cornea. The cornea is a transparent membrane from the part of an eye. You know, it's a cornea. This is transparent membrane where the light enters. Here the light rays enters here and they bend and travel, which helps them bend and travel. This cornea will help them to bend and travel. So incoming rays, these are. Nextly, you can observe here once again. You can again observe it protects the eye and helps in focusing light also. So it means it can also helps in protecting our eye, and most of the refraction of light occurs at the cornea only. Most of the refraction of light occurs at cornea. What is refraction of light? If the light passes from one medium to another media, it bend and travel. This is what we call it as refraction of light. So role of cornea is this one, and I think you can understand this is a transparent membrane. We call this as cornea. Alright, this as cornea. Once again, so this what we call as cornea, and I think you had an understand about cornea. Okay, let's go on to the next topic. Our cornea topic is completed. So now let's move on to the next topic. So here we had pupil. You know, pupil is where the light enters. Pupil, what is pupil? Pupil is the opening where the light enters. So pupil becomes small. Why pupil becomes small here? In the bright light, you know, in the bright light, the pupil become, in the bright light, pupil become, you know, you observed here, the pupil becomes small. In this picture, the pupil become bigger. Why it is? What is the causes for this difference? You know, in this dim light, the pupil will bigger. In this bright light, the pupil becomes smaller. Why this is happening is because, you know, in the bright light, the iris makes the pupil smaller to allow less light into it. Alright, and in dim light, the iris makes the pupil larger to allow the light into it. So allow more light into it, because in bright light there is more light. It's enough for the eye lens. It's enough for the eye to see the objects. So it becoming smaller, the pupil becoming smaller. In the dim light, the eye wants more light to see objects. So that's what the reason the eye lens becoming bigger in this. So this is what, and if you're gonna go, and next characteristic of the eye lens is this. Alright, now if you talk about retina, so this is the retina. If you observe here retina, so what is retina? Is a transparent, it's a screen, just like a screen where the image is formed. This is where the retina. If this butterfly here, the butterfly formed here by entering of light, and here the butterfly is formed because of what? By what? The light is formed here, the image is formed here by the retina is this light sensitive layer at the back of the light. It acts like a screen on which the image is formed. The image formed on retina is real and inverted. Alright, you know that inverted means up becomes right up, bottom becomes ups. But how we can sense that the images are very real? By our brain. All right, we know that. And the image on retina is real because the light rays actually meet at the retina, inverted, upside down, and left right reverse, small. And another point is smaller usually than actual object, smaller usually than actual object. And another thing, let's see now. Image inverted means actual image is like this, but image on the retina form is like this due to that causes. All right. And nextly, all right, if you can observe here, how is image formed? Light rays from an object enter the eyeball are focused by cornea and lens. The focused rays fall on retina. Once again, right, and the focused rays are on retina, and the inverted image is formed. Let's go on to the next slide. You can find cornea. It's a transparent blotch at the front of that reacts becoming light. And another is the iris and pupil. This is size of pupil regulate light entry. And retina, the light sensitive screen where real and inverted images are formed. Ciliary muscles. So where do ciliary muscles? If this is a pupil, this is the eye lens, which is the backside of pupil. Here the ciliary muscles are found, and these adjust the lens size for power of accommodation. So now let's see what do you mean by power of accommodation. You know what do you mean by power of accommodation? It's 25 centimeter. It's a near point. We call this as near point. It's a near point. And another thing is adapting focal length, the ability of eye lens. So what do you mean by accommodation? Let's see now. So here you can find definition. Adapting focal length means adapting focal length, the ability of eye lens to adjust its focal length to see near and far objects. Actually this is a simple definition. So what I'm trying to tell you is, what is power of accommodation means? It's simply, I say that it's nothing but adjusting of eye lens by the help of ciliary muscles to see near and far objects clearly. So this is what we call as power of accommodation. So alright, now let's move on to the next topic. Yeah, now let's see common defects of myopia. What is myopia? It's nothing but it's a nearsightedness or short-sightedness. A person can see nearly objects clearly but cannot see distant objects. This image is formed front of the retina. Excessive curvature, excessive curvature of eye is present here. And elongation of eyeball means large eyeball is present. And excessive curvature of eye lens. This is what the causes. These two are causes. This is very important to know what are the causes also. And another thing, how it will be corrected is, it will be corrected by using convex. They will be corrected by using convex lens. This is another thing you have to note down. And let's see now. Here you can find the two images. Let's try. As you can observe here, this is the eyeball. You see here, if the defects of eyeball, if the defect myopia came, the eyeball became shorter. You can observe that this eyeball became shorter. If you keep this concave lens. We know that we can correct this myopia defect by concave lens. Alright. So if you see here, if you put in front of the eyeball, if you put this is a concave lens. If you put this, the defect become over, because you can observe in this picture. Alright, you can see here the light rays go like this and they will converge here, and the image is formed on retina. So the image definitely form on retina. This is because by this concave lens, using this concave lens. And nextly, yeah, let's go on to the next slide. Already, if you're gonna observe here, these are the age related defects. And one thing I want to tell you is, and you know, we call this defect as far-sightedness also. If this defect came, we can see far objects clearly, but near objects not. So this far-sightedness and difficulty seeing near objects corrected with convex lens. By using this type of convex lens, this problem will be corrected. And let's see presbyopia. You know, loss of accommodation power due to again ciliary muscles requires bifocal lens. It's a combination of myopia and hypermetropia. They cannot see near and far objects, which is caused due to power of accommodation. What do you mean by power of accommodation? This adjusting of capacity of eye lens to see near and far objects clearly. So that if that will be lost, we get that problem. And you can observe it's lastly contract. It's a contract surgery. You know, in the old people, the eye lens become milky and cloudy. So because of that, they cannot see clearly any object. So this problem will be cleared by using, you know, by here you can see by doing contract surgery. So, and how about this is about defects. And if we gonna move for next slide, you can observe. Let's gonna go for optical phenomena. So there are many phenomena like prisms, rainbows, and atmospheric wonders. You know, in such a way we see many wonders which are very interesting and which are very scientific. So let's see and how the, if you know how the rainbow forms. Today in this video we can know how the rainbows are formed. So now let's see the beautiful phenomena. You know, this refraction through prism. You know, this is a prism which is made up of triangles. These are triangles. If we keep triangles like this, the prism will be formed. Alright, what I am telling is, if white light can passes through this prism, it is passed through into 7 colors: red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet. So these 7 colors are split by white light. You know, white light is made up of 7 radiations. We called it as Vibgoyar. Here the splitting of white light into its component colors like Vibgoyar is called dispersion of light. So different colors at different angles due to speeches. And red light bends at longest because red has highest velocity. The bending of red light is very less you compare to this violet. You see, violet bending is more because it has less velocity. So this point will be remind in your mind because this is very, very important. Yeah, let's go on to the next. If you read this, nature spectrum. The rainbow. The rainbow is a natural spectrum appearing in the sky. It's caused by dispersion, refraction, internal reflection of sunlight by tiny water droplets which act like small prisms. What they are telling is, this is a rainy droplet. I can change the color. You can more interact then. So give me a minute. Let's find out. If these are raindrops, these are rain droplets. You observe that when the rain fall, you have observed these rain droplets. So if that white light in which color? White color. These white light which is get from sun, we get from sun. This is a sun, and these white lights which are we getting from sun. And what I'm telling is the white light is made up of 7 different colors. What are they? Vibgaya. These are 7 different colors. You can observe here rainbow. Alright, so I'm get firstly red color. The white light split into red color, and then after it's orange color, and yellow color, and green color, and blue color, and indigo. So it's not indigo actually, I'm trying to make it indigo, and this is pink. So these are 7 different colors. You can clearly observe, guys. Here you have clearly observed here that white light split into these 7 different colors. You had observed here these 7 colors is formed by dispersion of light by this drain droplet, and total internal refraction also happen. So by this, these rainbow will form. These will scripted on this sky. They appears to us in some particular angles. So this natural beautiful phenomena, we called it as rainbow. You all know that it's a beautiful phenomena which is caused in our nature. And now let's move on to the next slide. Atmospheric refraction. So atmospheric refraction, what do you mean by atmospheric refraction? Our earth is covered by atmosphere. So in that atmosphere there are many different give me a minute. Yeah, what I'm telling here is, in atmosphere there are different types of gases are surrounded the earth. If this is a earth planet, it's surrounded by different gases. So what is happened here is, it's surrounded by different gases, and that gases make the light bends. When it came from the universe, means sunlight bends many types of, it's literally giving so much of refraction. So by that refraction, the light bending is more. So that causes some phenomena, like see, you can observe here twinkling of stars, which is caused by atmospheric pressure. Advanced sunrise, our sunrise is happening before 4 minutes, and sunset is also happening before 4 minutes. So this is delayed sunset. Yeah, I'm getting to the new page now. Send class చెప్తాను. Now let's see the scattering of light. So the red sunset is, why the red sunset is happening? Only the longer wavelengths, red and orange, reach our eyes, giving sunset horizon. This is what, and why the sun is red. So now let's revise all those concepts. Human eye is a cornea, iris, lens, retina. Accommodation means it's a range 25 cm infinitely. And defects, myopia, hypermetropia and cataract surgery. Dispersion, prism and vibgaya. Refraction, rainbows and twinkling of stars we have discussed, and scattering, blue light, red sunrise also we had discussed. So now I am completing the chapter. So guys, now I am completing. So guys, now I am completing the chapter. So be revise the concepts, and I am back with a new chapter. And if you comment me what concepts you want to learn in science, and I will try to teach them So don't forget to subscribe and like, share to this video. See you in the next video.